Everyone, please give it up for Eric Estep and Brennan Poole. Please welcome to the stage.
Test. Is this thing on? Oh.
Hello. What's up?
Welcome, everyone, to a very special edition of Out of the Groove Power Hour, presented by Circle B Diecast. My name is Eric Estep. This is Xfinity Series driver Brennan Poole. He needs no introduction.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I literally just hauled butt over here from qualifying, so I just got off of the track. It's been an eventful morning from the rain, and then we weren't going to qualify, and then we had to go qualify, and I was the first car out, so that was a little intense too, but made the race for tonight, so hopefully we get the race today. Yeah.
That's big. That is actually huge. I thought you were going to show up in your fire suit.
I was going to try to, and I changed, right? I wore a different fire suit to qualify because I was worried about the rain. I didn't want it to get like soaked and then have a wet fire suit to race in tonight, so I saved my dry one for this evening. So I took it off, and I didn't know if we were going to get to do this or not because of the weather. So I'm glad I get to be out here and hang out with all you guys. So
yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. The weather.
What if I win? Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be soaked in Gatorade, hopefully, and then maybe something else later. I don't know.
As long as it's wet after the race.
After.
That's what's most important. But thank you, everyone, for being out here. This is something that I've never gotten the opportunity to do, so really appreciate the folks at the NASCAR Experience stage for giving us this space, giving us this time to hang out with you guys, do a live show. Brennan, the Xfinity race tonight has also been moved up an hour, so we can't dilly-dally here. We kind of have to get down to business, talk about what we're going to talk about so that we can get you well on your way and you don't get sent to the back for missing driver intros or something like that. But I guess first off, we can just talk about what makes Daytona International Speedway. Look at it. It's looming up in the background.
Yeah,
this is surreal.
This is nuts.
What makes this track so unbelievably special?
Well, I think for me, the first time I came here and watched the race, I came here for the Daytona 500, Ryan Newman's rookie year. I should remember the year, but I don't, guys. I think I was like 12 years old. It was when he flipped on the front stretch, and I was here as a fan, just with my dad and some of his friends. And, you think about, as a kid walking in here, just the energy and what it feels like to be a part of an event like that is just, there's nothing else like it. And then, so many years later, to be able to have the opportunity to live out the dream that I always have had my whole life. I remember the first time I came here, you go through the tunnel and come out underneath turn 4 and pop up in the middle of the infield. And I just remember being just super emotional because it's just, there's nothing like this place. And then even my first laps around the track, you just get emotional because it's, this is everything about our sport is Daytona and having a shot to get to victory lane here. So I've been so fortunate that I've had some incredible opportunities. This is my 10th year in one of the top 3 series. I've ran in the Daytona 500, finished 16th in 2020. So I've been very blessed to have the opportunities that I've had to do. And of course, I get another shot tonight. I don't know, anything can happen. Maybe we can pull it off. I've been fighting to win one of these races for a while now. This is year number 10. So, we'll see if we can get it done. But yeah, I think most the fans too, when you come here, there's just there's so much history here, and you can feel it. It's unlike a lot of the other tracks.
Yeah, I want to survey the crowd we have here. Is this anyone's first ever Daytona weekend in person? Oh, there we go, right there in the middle, on the side. Oh, that's actually pretty impressive. What do you guys think so far of Daytona? Have you seen any racing yet? Got double thumbs up in the front, more thumbs up right here. Oh, look at all these thumbs. Those are fingers up. All right. I'll take that. 10 out of 10. Amazing. Yeah, no, there is nothing like Daytona. No. This is only my 3rd Daytona 500. I've been the last 3 years, but I remember my first time here was 2014, the summer race. That, knock on wood, bad juju here, got rained out until, I guess it got rained out till Sunday. Eric Almirola won.
Yeah.
But that was an unbelievable experience. That was the race where I think basically every Cup car in turn 3 crashed and Kyle Busch tipped over on his roof at the last minute. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable, yeah. So, Daytona, it's full of highlights, lowlights, but a lot of very special memories in this sport for sure. So let's talk about the Xfinity Series, Brennan.
Okay.
You're with a new team this year, Alpha Prime Racing. I guess let's start there. What's it been like working with Tommy Joe Martins, Cesar Baccarella? How has it been with this new team so far, going into this first race?
Yeah, so it's always different when you move from one team to another. You know, a lot of teams have different programs and routines and things in place that they just have a little bit different style to them. So just sort of learning that over the off season, and of course spending time with your guys and building some of that chemistry back that you might have had with the team you were with previously. You know, it really works like any other pro sports team, really. You know, we all have to be on the same page. You know, that chemistry of working together and sort of understanding what somebody means, and you know, all of those things are what create a great race team. Just like in any pro sports team, you have to have that relationship with one another. So the biggest thing going into a new team over the off season is really just spending as much time with them as you can, and so everyone can get familiar with one another and sort of understand how you work, and of course, you know, making sure that everyone understands how much it means to you, and we're all working for the same goal, and to try to have as much success as possible. So I'm excited about this year. You know, I feel like we're a new team, a newer team, but there's a lot of really smart people in place, and we've got a lot of you know, good cars and good equipment, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to be able to do. You know, there were many times last year where I was battling with the Alpha Prime cars and thought to myself, man, if I could get in that car, I wonder what could I accomplish? Is there something I could do? Could I help? You know, what would it be like? So then to be able to get to know Tommy a little bit towards the end of last year, as we were working towards negotiations on me coming here this season, you know, it just felt like a really good fit, and so I decided to take his opportunity and try to make the most of it this year. But really, it's been fun, and I've really enjoyed working with all the guys and everybody that have been a part of the team. And you know, I'm looking forward to tonight, the first race together. And we have some great partners too. Finance Pro Plus supported me some last year, and
the
this
car
year
looks
as well.
great.
Yeah, the car did
I'm
come
partial
out great,
to that,
right?
that blue that sort of matches our logo.
You know, I've had a lot of white and blue cars in my career too, so it's just like a continuation of that.
Good.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited for the future. And of course tonight, I mean, it is Daytona. Anything can happen, and I feel like we've got a really good car. I didn't get to draft much in practice yesterday, so I'll find out tonight, but how good it really is. But we're all feeling really good about it.
That's exciting. That's awesome. Well, everyone here, I imagine, is here to watch an Xfinity Series race a little later this evening. Brennan, I feel like you're no better, or there's no better person to ask about the Xfinity Series than an active Xfinity Series driver. So let's talk a little bit about some of the big storylines going into this season. There's a lot of new drivers, or even some familiar faces like AJ Allmendinger returning to the Xfinity Series full-time. I want to start but with Kaulig Racing, because with AJ back in here full-time, Shane Van Gisbergen, where did he qualify? 5th, I saw?
Yeah.
Top
ran a
5?
heck of a lap. Yeah.
Oh, man. A lot better than he did in the ARCA qualifying last night. Yes. Very different style qualifying session in his defense. But Shane Van Gisbergen in a Kaulig Xfinity car. Josh Williams is there now.
Very excited for Josh.
Of those three drivers, who do you especially have your eye on to start this season?
Well, I think AJ will probably fire off just like he never left, just a very talented individual in anything that he does. But I'm really excited for Josh to get an opportunity in a really good car. He's been fighting for a really long time to be in a position to go try and win races. And so I'm really happy for him. He's one of those guys that just has worked incredibly hard and has kept fighting and just never given up. And so to see him get that, I'm happy for him. So, yeah, I definitely think he's one to keep an eye on, and probably somebody to pull for too, right? But, SVG, I think he's going to be experiencing some things he's never experienced before.
Absolutely.
When we show up at Las Vegas in a few weeks and you barrel that thing off in the corner at 190 and don't know what it's going to do, it's a little different. So, but I expect him to learn as the year goes and find himself and be in contention at the end of the season. I mean, he's got a great team around him, a lot of great support, and obviously, we've seen what he can do on a road course. Incredibly
Absolutely.
talented. It'll just be a matter of time and gaining that experience on racing on ovals.
Yeah, no, I mean, off the top of my head, I think there's 4 road course races in the regular season alone.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine, even though the Xfinity car doesn't drive quite like a Cup Series Next Gen does, you got to imagine SVG and his teammate AJ Allmendinger will be some of the guys to beat. So if SVG can get a win in one of those road course races or super speedway, I'll give him a shout. Your colleague's always great at these tracks.
Know.
He's going to be in the playoffs, and then we'll see how much he's learned, how much oval racing he's learned over the years, because you never know. Shane Van Gisbergen, in his first full-time NASCAR season, how far can he go? I think that's
how far can he go?
Thing.
Can he make the playoffs? Can he win a road course race, put himself in a position to maybe take a little breather and then just try to learn as much as possible and get ready for those playoff races? I think so. I certainly am not counting them out on being able to do that, but it is challenging. The Xfinity field is incredibly competitive this year. I mean, it is nuts. So I think it might be the most competitive of the three. That's tough to say. Cup is still Cup, and the 36 cars in the field are close. I ran a few Cup races last year, and like first to 36 was like a few tenths. It's crazy how tight the field is. You know, but the Xfinity field this year is really, really, really going to be challenging. And there's a lot of good drivers and a lot of decently funded cars that if you make a mistake or you're not on your game, and you might be in one of those top cars, well, that next group behind you, the B tier of guys, if you will say, will take advantage of those days. And you can get beat, you know, pretty easily. You know, so it just comes down to experience, and there's a lot of experience in the Xfinity field with it through rookies thrown in there. I want to see what Jesse Love does this year. You know, I drove for Venturini in the ARCA Series, who he drove for last year, and I've had a great relationship with them. I actually spotted for Jesse Love on an off weekend one time. Venturini had no one to spot in Milwaukee, so I went up there and met Jesse many years ago when he was young, and so I'm happy to see what he's going to do in this opportunity. He basically dominated ARCA last year, so can he continue that and do something strong here in the Xfinity Series? It's going to be another exciting story to watch.
Yeah, a lot of very good really young drivers. Jesse is what? I think he's 19 years old.
Yeah, super young, yes.
Whew, it's not often that we feel old up on this stage.
I'm starting to feel like the older one in the garage, for sure.
Jesse, man, 19 years old. He won 10 of the 20 ARCA Menard Series races last year. That's a pretty good batting average.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is.
0 mistakes, a lot of perfect execution by that kid last year. So going to be interesting to see what he can do in the RCR car.
Yeah. Before we get off colleague, I know Josh Williams is a fan favorite. That's another driver I have my eye on.
Parked it.
What's that?
Last year in Atlanta.
Yeah. I want to survey our crowd here. Do we have any Josh Williams fans watching us? Look at this guy, loud and proud. I love it. Josh Williams won a lot of drivers, or not drivers, won a lot of fans over. Maybe won some drivers over too with his defiance at Atlanta last year, but a lot of fans for sure. So I'm excited to see what Josh Williams can do. But let's talk about some of those younger drivers. We talked about Jesse Love a little bit. Some other movement with Jesse going to RCR, Sheldon Creed coming to Joe Gibbs Racing. There we go. You got a Sheldon Creed fan right there. He's still looking for his first Xfinity Series win. Do you think he gets it this year? And if so, how soon, how long do you think it will take him?
I couldn't just like pick when he'll get it because he's pretty good at all of the tracks. So you never know. But I mean, in a Gibbs car, I mean, I think he pretty much has to win this year, right? Like I think it's a pretty important year for him just in his career. But I think he should be able to do it. I mean, the Gibbs equipment, I think, by far in the Xfinity garage right now is they have the best cars on, you know, week in and week out. They're always going to be in contention. So, you know, I think one of those weeks his guys will hit it and they will probably just smash the field. That would be my bet. That would be probably his first win. And then usually once you can get over that first one, you get over that first hump, it's like more comes after that. So
we talked to Sam Mayer last year on the recorded version of Power Hour, and you know he was fighting those demons, trying to win that first race, completely changed his mental approach, and then went on a tear last summer, winning 4 races in the second half of the year. Suddenly became a road course ace. Sam Mayer, who would have thought that?
Yeah, it's just a confidence thing. You know, you can have all the confidence in the world, but until you sort of get that first win, and it's like inside you might believe it, but there's like another level to that where you like really believe it, and then you can kind of go to another level. I think we saw that last year with Sam finally getting over that and winning more times. I think it'll be the same for Sheldon. I mean, he's won a lot of races in a lot of other cars and has been able to be successful, and now he's going to be with one of the best teams in the garage area. So I think this is his year to make something happen. So we'll see if he can get it done or not. You know, you still have to go out there and get the results. That's part of the sport, but I think he does. I think he gets it done. One
of Sheldon Creed's new teammates is also Chandler Smith, who's making the move back to Toyota after leaving Toyota for a year. Well, he's back. So Chandler Smith, what do you think of Chandler Smith's chances this year? What do you know racing against him these past couple seasons?
Yeah, I mean, I think Chandler is very, very quick. He's got a lot of speed. Another young guy, still gaining experience. But no, I mean, I like the move. I mean, I think the Gibbs cars are the best cars right now. I think he made that move and is going to go be in position to win races on a regular basis. So we'll see what happens. You know, at the end of the day, like I was saying earlier, like you have to go out and get results. But Chandler Smith's won already. It's won the Xfinity Series. So
Yeah.
he knows what it takes. So he knows how to get the job done already. So I think him going there, driving the 81 this year, I think he's going to be dangerous. That's what I like to say, dangerous. He's going to be in position to
is back.
get it
I keep
done.
forgetting that it's the 81. That's going to be kind of
yeah.
odd to see that on track again.
Interesting
I guess.
number selection, I think.
Yeah, wow, huh? So much movement in the Xfinity Series this offseason. My gosh. Let's talk about Hailie Deegan.
Yeah.
She's in the Xfinity Series full time. Driving for AM Racing,
Yeah.
some Ford support there.
Yeah.
What is a successful season for Hailie Deegan in your opinion? You've been through the gauntlet. You've gone through the development ranks before. You've been kind of through it like she's been going through it with trucks. Now trying Xfinity out. What is a successful season for her?
Well, I really believe that AM's a team that's building. It's a midfield program, right? I mean, they're. I think realistically, she can be somewhere in 15th to 20th in driver points at the end of the year, and I think that'd be a solid result for her. I think she needs to try and match what Brett Moffitt did last year.
Yeah.
I think that should be the goal. I don't feel like that team really has gotten a whole lot better from last year into this year. I think it'll be very similar. So if she can sort of replicate those results, I think that would be a great year for her. I think she'll be in contention a few times. And just, what I was told in my early on in my career is like run all the laps, stay out of trouble, run every lap of every race. That's how you gain the knowledge. That's how you gain the experience. That's how you become better. If you get taken out early, that's a whole opportunity that's just gone that you missed out on. So I think a lot of the young guys in Hailie's position, that's where the focus needs to be. Okay, I need to run every lap. I need to soak this all in. I need to learn as much as possible. I need to build my notebook. I need to take it to the next week and continue to get better. And I think that's what we need to see from a lot of the younger drivers this year.
Yeah, you've talked about the difficulty of just moving from short track racing to ARCA, that jump to trucks, and then again that jump to Xfinity. Just the length of races, the physicality of it can be something that also a lot of young drivers struggle with.
These races, the Xfinity races, are quite a bit longer than the truck races.
Yeah. That extra 50, 100 miles can make a huge difference.
It makes a big difference, especially in those hot days in the summertime. It really starts getting to you, and it's just different. And we all work out, and we all do a lot of different stuff, and I love road cycling. So yes, I am that guy on the side of the road in the spandex that you're probably like honking to get out of the road.
The spandex and everything?
Yeah, I know, but what are you going to do?
Should have worn that uniform for the show.
Maybe. You have to catch me out on the road. But
I wouldn't be able to see anything with this desk, though. So
that stuff helped me. But there's nothing like actually like being in the car for that period of time. And they always say, racer shape. And you saw guys like Kyle Busch that would go and run all 3 races the whole weekend, every weekend. And
have you seen his Fox cartoon? He has a 6-pack. It's from all the races he's run. That's a lot of work.
Maybe. It doesn't look like that in the garage area, I'm going to be honest. But I think, just it's experience, really, and having that time in the car. And then you jump and run a cup race. Man, cup races feel like an eternity. That 300 miles to 500 miles is way different. It's drastically different. You get to the end of stage 2 and you're like, is it over yet?
Yeah.
Like, no, man, we're about to start stage 3. I'm like,
now
holy
it's
Toledo.
time to up at a level at this point.
Yeah, it's a whole nother level at that. But you're racing in the highest form of motorsports at that point.
Yeah.
But I think
Professional athlete.
The Xfinity Series, to me, I think the car is the most fun to drive right now, with an incredible amount of talent in the series. And so obviously I'm excited because I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun this year, getting to race out there with everybody. But it's just a fun series and so much action, and everyone's so passionate about it, and everyone's fighting to make it to Sundays, and I think that's what makes it so great to watch.
Yeah, the Xfinity Series platform has put on some fantastic racing these past few years. It's like old reliable, You always look forward to Sunday because it's the Cup Series. It's the best drivers. It's the most prestige and money. You got the trucks on Friday typically, and you never really know what you're going to get with trucks. It's more of a kind of a crapshoot. But with Xfinity, that's like old reliable. You just know that you're going to sit back on Saturday and enjoy that Xfinity Series race.
Yeah, and in the Xfinity Series right now, like all the drivers, like we kind of, want to take it to those guys on Sunday. We want to fight to be the best show of the weekend. And I think I saw a photo in our drivers meeting. Wayne Otten, he's our race director, and
and isn't this his final year?
This is his final year.
That's so sad.
I got yelled at after practice, but I told Wayne, this was your last year. You had to yell at me at least one more time. I'm glad we got it in the first week.
Why was he mad at you for?
I was going a little too fast for a debris caution when it was out in practice, and then he was like, you got to slow down. Long story. We don't need to get into that part on why I got in trouble.
That's okay.
But I was like, you need to yell at me just one more time before the year's over. But
for old time's sake.
But he showed us this picture, and it was on the white flag lap last year. The 4 championship guys in Phoenix, 4 wide across the track on a white flag lap. I mean, that's the Xfinity Series. That's we're racing our guts out.
That's amazing. Yeah. I don't want to move off of all the young drivers too quickly. I think the Hailie Deegan conversation is great. I know there's a lot of Hailie Deegan fans out there. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she can do in Xfinity this year. Trucks the last 3 years, it felt like she'd kind of plateaued. I'm not sure if maybe it was something she was doing. The trucks, like I just said, can be very aggressive, can be very difficult to break out of that 15th to 20th place part of the field.
I will say that, every once in a while it's just great to have a change of scenery, right? And sometimes you just need a different group of people around you and a different challenge. And so I think for her, moving into the Xfinity Series and having a new group around her, supporting her, I think it'll be ideal.
Yeah, I think she's definitely going to have a solid season, hoping to see improvement throughout the year. That's the Xfinity Series. A lot of young guys are just looking for improvement. I'm sure even you, with your new team, you're just looking for improvement throughout the season to hopefully build something great by the end of it. Be in contention for some race wins.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we hope to put ourselves in contention, and everybody wants to win a race, and we're working really hard. And I think for us, we want to try to run inside the top 20 every single week, and for us, that's the goal. But at the same time, you don't want to put expectations on it. You really just want to come in and do everything you possibly can do to get better and grow every single day. And that's the expectation. And doing that, the results will come, So it's just trying to, make sure you maximize everything and everybody's on the same page, fighting for the same goal and just, getting after it. So I'm really excited to see what we can do this year. And, man, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to tonight. Let's stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to do a whole lot the first 2 stages, to be honest. And then go race them at the end and see what we can do.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to watch. I know we'll have to get out of here before too long. The show's called Power Hour, but due to abbreviated weather-related schedules today, I think we're more like Power Half Hour. But before we wrap things up, there's one final driver I do want to talk about tonight. Are there any Frankie Muniz fans in the crowd? I see a lot of smiles. Yeah, so that's a fun story. We've talked about Frankie on the show before, moving up from ARCA last year. He's following his dream. He's living his passion. He's now part-time in the Xfinity Series. He's racing here at Daytona. What advice do you have for Frankie Muniz, or what do you think he should be looking to accomplish this year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Frankie's schedule, but I know he's got a lot of support, and I know he's very passionate about the sport, and he loves it, and I think that's the most important thing. And so I think tonight for him, he really just needs to have fun, but also, again, it's you need to run every lap, and you got to learn from every experience and everything that you see and feel tonight inside the race car, and then write it down so you can remember it. When I was younger, I used to think, I'm never going to forget. But now that I'm, about to turn 33 and I've taken a few hits, I forget some stuff. So I got a notebook of everything. So my advice is just you got to have a good notebook and try to just run every lap when you're a rookie to gain that experience, because that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, should be a great race tonight. We really do appreciate everyone coming out here. I don't know if Adam is still nearby, but we were hoping to do some fan questions from the folks that are out here. If
I'm right here.
Where's he at?
I heard his
voice.
I heard Adam, but I don't see you, Adam.
There he is.
Hey.
Oh. So if anyone here does have any questions about the Xfinity Series race tonight, Daytona for Brennan, or for myself, I don't have much else to add, feel free to raise your hand. We'd love to answer some questions here. Wanted to try and make this kind of interactive and engaging. There we go.
Yeah. What's your question?
Eric, I haven't missed an episode in 2 years.
Oh, my gosh. That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I know. What do you think about doing something in Spanish?
Like doing my episodes in Spanish, or having subtitles? Yeah,
Or-
I've looked into that. That's like a huge thing on YouTube. A lot of online content now. There's closed captioning. Some bigger YouTubers have full-on Spanish. Who's watched like Mr. Beast Espanol or whatever it's called? That's a very common thing. So no, with NASCAR especially making such an international push in recent years, I think that's absolutely something I should be exploring because there's fans not only across the country but even across the world that I think are interested in racing. So Spanish, shoot, German, French. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are we going next? I think any and all languages. Yeah, NASCAR should be accessible to everybody at this point. So, but thanks for the question and thank you for the support. 2 years, my gosh.
Y'all might not know this, but I got a oh, go ahead.
When can we expect another out of the groove paint scheme?
Oh, that's a good question. Brennan, do you have any room on the car this year? I think you're pretty much sold out, aren't you?
I do. We'll talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll see. Maybe we'll make something happen. I can't make any promises, but
Eric, when are you coming to Atlanta?
to Atlanta, that's on my list. Shoot, I don't think I'll make it next week, unfortunately, but I would like to come later in the summer. I know the summer race is always hot. It's toasty. I'm sure you can speak to that a bit more.
Yes, it's
But,
warm.
I love Atlanta. I used to have family that lived out kind of in the Marietta, Georgia area. It's a beautiful area of the country. I just love that part of Georgia. So I'd love to make it out, see the racetrack. I've never actually been to the racetrack because I know that's south of the city. It's in Hampton or wherever.
Yeah, I raced there as a kid. Legend
Oh, really?
cars. Yeah, sure
Oh,
did. I
that's
like
awesome.
Atlanta. It's a good track. It's fun. It's a good time. My dad's from Macon, Georgia, so
There you go.
I spent a lot of time down there.
Awesome stuff. Thank you for the question.
I got a question that fans might not know yet. Brennan, you took a step into a different career recently, and the door opened into your acting career. I don't know if we'll reveal the name of the pilot that you shot, but how was it being in front of the camera as an actor this last summer?
It was wildly different, I can tell you that. Wildly different, but it was a really good experience. And I just learned through that whole process too, because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I had a lot of fun. I will tell you, I played a Coast Guard diver, and I was getting transferred from San Diego to Lake Superior, to a little small town called Bayfield. And
City boy in a small town.
Yeah, small town. It's like one of those murder mystery shows, right?
Ooh.
Like that's what it was. But it was very fun, and it was crazy to see how they would do like the lighting and stuff, because it would be we were like filming at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but they would be like it would be supposed to be like 10 in the morning, right? So there would
my
be like
gosh.
lights shining in and like drapes, and they would adjust stuff to make it look like it was just morning. And
Weren't you
all
guys
that was-
filming on a boat too?
Yeah,
like
we
it was
did
like a
film-
rickety boat out in the middle of
Yes.
Lake Superior.
Yeah, and it rained on us too.
Ooh.
So like you're filming and you're trying to act, and they're like, you got to look right at them, and I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open because it's raining like directly
Yeah.
into my face, and we're like going on a boat. So, but I mean, it was a fun experience. I would love to do more of it, but I mean, we'll see. I'm still driving race cars for now.
You can do both. We can't wait to see you behind the wheel of a race car and see you up on the big screen. Maybe a movie about a NASCAR driver or something. Brennan, they just told me that you got to go eat some food here soon. Otherwise,
Yeah, I haven't eaten.
You won't
and
have time.
I have to
so-
race, and
Absolutely.
they're calling me to driver intros in 50 minutes.
All right.
There you go. There you
we're
go.
starting
Then we
soon.
got to get Brennan out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Power Hour Live edition. Enjoy the race tonight.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for coming out.